Okay, what's up? Uh, I'm still engaging with Flora, um, and now she thinks I'm a stunningly bad person, and so I'm waiting for a why. Also, I live in a dream world. I'm not sure what that dream is. I live in America, and I live in a diverse community where there are plenty of African Americans. At shops I frequent, at where I live, and none of them pose a threat to me whatsoever. I'm fine. I'm safe. But that's the security culture of racism, that you always must be suspicious, and you can never be too cautious, and there's always danger, especially around that race, because race is the solution to murder. So murderism is the people's movement to reduce the incidence of murder. We're trying to reduce murder. So what is the solution for that? And this lady says, well, the safest places are Asian or white. So we're supposed to, so essentially racism is the solution to murder? I mean, it's preposterous. And what are you going to do? So I'm watching Crystal Ball and Sagar and Jetty right now. And Sagar is darker skinned. So is my solution to murder kicking him out of my country? Which I can't do anyway. But it's a terrible solution to murder. Because he's not a danger. He's been faggoted. He's totally peaceful. And most people are. Most minorities are too, Flora. I know it's hard to fathom, but your average African American is peaceful, respectable, and decent. And murder is not a racial conspiracy against you. It's something that comes quite in spite of our differences. It's something that we share similarly across the races. Because even if we lived in a purely white haven of no other races whatsoever, there would still be occasional murders. It's not the number one threat to your health, especially if you drive or smoke, but it kind of doesn't have to be to disrupt communities. And yes, white people do it too. So anyway, I'm still engaging with her or him, but I'm still disappointed. And I don't have any way out of it. Like, are you serious? Like, make a better. So, murderism I'll take seriously. You want to stop murder? I do too. Fantastic. And if you want to, we can scale murders and say multiple killings and torture being involved, or rape. These things are excessively murderous. They are the worst. So you can have a hierarchy of murders, and then you could target some of them and see what you could do about it. But the answer isn't race. It just isn't. I mean, it's the least workable solution I can imagine, is if the solution is race. Because it is actually illegal to discriminate in the United States against people based on race. When it comes to hiring policies, when it comes to service industry jobs, you have to be able to serve minorities at your lunch table if you're going to have a lunch table that sells food. You have to, because we've tried racism. It didn't work. Nowhere was your haven more racist and white than during the slave era. And there were more murders then. Far more. Murder has been receding reliably for a long time. And murderism is just us trying to chase off the rest of it, if at all we can. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Being a bad person, but I'm still hoping that. Well, well, who am I talking to? Flora, I don't think your mind's open. You're not a free thinker. As far as I can tell, you're just a judgy racist. As far as I can tell, this is what the content I've gotten from you looks like to me. That you're a judgmental racist and not very smart. She's talking about Asians and whites being so smart. It's very important. Their IQs are higher too. And this, like, where do you go with that? So next time I have a problem, if there are two people and there's a black person or a white person or an Asian person and I want advice, I shouldn't look at the experience of the people involved and go to the person that knows most about what I need advice about. Instead, I should just pick racially. I'm just like one scenario in which your process, the way you think, plays out, and it doesn't play out. That would not be the best way to get advice. You should go to the person with the most experience in the topic that you want to work on. So if it's car advice and the black guy used to be a mechanic, go to him. And if it's home improvement advice and the Asian guy used to be a carpenter, you go to him. Don't you see that it's not, anyone can be anything? I don't like what Barack Obama did with his presidency. He didn't do enough on healthcare. He increased the wars. He started the drone strikes. But he's clearly more intelligent than Trump. Just as an example of just one African American and one pure white fluff of snow, and I would take a conversation with Obama anytime more than a conversation with Trump. He wouldn't even tell the truth, Trump. And also, the only topic available would be him. That's the only thing we could talk about, Trump, and anyone. But Obama's able to comment on anything. So again, just racism fails.